Hello everyone, my name is Noam and today I want to show you how I got from this piano sketch to this. Let's dive right in. In the piano, we basically have a theme made up of a melody on top of these pretty static chords. Here is the first half of the theme. I thought it would be a good idea to start by orchestrating the accompaniment part, because then I'd have a nice bass on which the melody could ride. I decided to use strings as the main accompaniment element. I was imagining these long sustained chords on strings. I thought I'd leave the movement to the melody. If I open the MIDI parts for the string section, you can see we have the violins in red, second violins in orange, the violas in this yellowish color, and the cellos in bright yellow. Let's listen to these guys on their own. I added in some MIDI CC automation to make them sound a bit more realistic, as you can see down here. I automated the dynamics and the expression as well as the vibrato amount. If I overlay the piano part on top of this for a minute, we can see that the chords are much more spread out than in the piano sketch. I did that in order to leave more room for the melody to live in. I'll add in the melody carried by the woodwinds here. Let's just listen to the woodwinds and the strings. Now, if I'd move these first three chords down an octave, they're pretty much sitting exactly where the melody is. Listen to the difference in the clarity of the melody when I play it now. And with the chords an octave higher. I think it's much clearer now. By the way, this theme comes from a previous video of mine in which I showed how I write a theme and a couple of variations. So if you haven't watched that, check out me writing this music live in that other video. I'll link to it in the description below. Let's get rid of the melody and add in the basses. As you can see, I have the cellos doubling the basses in octaves, which is quite standard. Let's listen to the strings with the basses all together. I said that I want a relatively static accompaniment, but then I thought that some movement inside this kind of static chord thing might actually give them some more life. So what I did is I took the clarinet and bassoon and created a little pattern. Let's look at the part and listen to it. I hope you heard that. It's a bit quiet, and that's on purpose. It's more like a little seasoning. It's a subtle addition that's supposed to give a very subtle feeling of movement inside the static chords. Let's listen to the accompaniment with and without this. Let's start off without. Now with. Definitely gives it more life. Now, you probably noticed that this part is actually sitting in terms of register in the same place where the melody is sitting. That theoretically could be a problem, but in this case, I felt that because it's very subtle and very quiet and also a bit similar to the melody itself, that it could live in the same register. That being said, maybe if I had worked on this for some more time, I might have decided differently. I try not to be rigid in this respect, and just because I decided that it's okay now, it doesn't mean that I wouldn't ditch it later on if I suddenly feel that I do want the melody to shine through in the most clear way possible, and that this part is detrimental to that. Anyhow, moving on. Let's add in the melody. I chose woodwinds for the melody in this case. Flutes doubled by oboe in octaves, which is also pretty standard in orchestration. Let's listen to the melody on its own for a minute. As you may have noticed, I have 2 flute tracks here, and that's just for a technical reason. The flute patch, which I am using, was just not cutting it for me, so I added in a second track with a different flute patch. That felt better to me. I am a flute player, so I might be more sensitive to the sound of the flute, and in another situation, I might even have recorded it myself and blended it in, but here I wanted to work only with MIDI for demonstration purposes. Now I have some MIDI CC automation going on here as well, as you can see, to give it a more realistic feeling. Let's add everything we've got up until now and listen to it. Okay, this is already starting to sound like something. The next thing I added was a sub bass. This is something that many people do when orchestrating with virtual instruments, just to get that additional weight in the low end, which is sometimes lacking if you just stick to the sound coming from the double bass samples. I have here an instance of Vital with a very simple sine wave patch. Let's listen to what we've got and then I'll add it in. Now with sub bass. If you're listening on a good pair of headphones or studio monitors, I'm sure you hear how the sub bass adds that oomph and makes the whole thing feel larger and fuller. I like adding the percussion in last, so we'll skip that for now and go on to the second half of this little theme. What I did here is I continued using these strings as the main accompaniment, but moved the melody into the brass. The trumpets take the lead, doubled by the French horns. Let's listen to this. I did leave the woodwinds in, but they took a step back. It's subtle, but I think it gives the whole thing a little more coherence. Let's listen to the melody with the woodwinds. I also added a piccolo to give a bit more of a shine. It's basically doubling the melody 2 octaves above the trumpet. This second half has a very dramatic chord sequence at the end. C minor going to B minor and then back to C minor. And I wanted to accentuate that drama with low brass. What I ended up doing is creating a counter melody with the trombones. Let's add that in. I feel that this trombone part might actually be the most impactful in this whole orchestration. That pom 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 really gives the whole thing a very dramatic effect, in my opinion. That being said, I actually didn't work on the trombone part a whole lot, just the opposite. It was sort of a little afterthought. And that's pretty typical. In my experience, the really good ideas come when I'm not trying to do something very specific. I'm sort of playing around, seeing if something sticks. And this is a great example of that. I said to myself, let's try and create a little trombone part that will fill the melody where it's a bit more static. And what came out was really cool and ended up being, as I said, one of the highlights of this orchestration for me. Okay, let's listen to the melody in brass and the woodwinds, plus the counter melody and the accompaniment in the strings and that little clarinet and bassoon pattern. Sounding great. Now to the percussion. I like adding the percussion in last. That way I force myself to make the orchestration as impactful as possible, even before I add in the percussion. This is also a relatively slow theme, so I didn't really need much percussion in terms of movement or groove. So what I added in the first half was a descending Celesta line. I felt that it needed some additional movement. This is what I came up with. And in context. I chose the Celesta because it also gave this additional sparkle and filled in the top part of the audio spectrum in a nice way. In the second half, I added timpani to further emphasize the dramatic line. Let's listen to that. I put in a roll right here at the climax, which is the B minor resolving into the C minor, and that worked pretty nicely. I also added a cymbal to that place. Then I added tubular bells. I felt that would work very nicely with this kind of dark atmosphere that's created by these chords. Let's listen to all of the percussion soloed. And now just one last thing before we play the finished orchestration. I was feeling the whole thing was starting a bit abruptly, so I thought a little cymbal roll could help soften that abruptness. Let's listen to the cymbal. And that's about it. Let's listen to the piano sketch once more so we can remember where we came from. And here is our complete orchestration. Well, there you have it. I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. I hope this demonstration was helpful for you. If you got any questions or suggestions, please don't keep them to yourselves. Leave them in the comments section so we can all learn from each other. If you like the video, please consider liking and subscribing and even maybe sharing it with someone else that might benefit from it. That's it for today. See you in the next one. Bye.